Fruit juices, even when labeled as 100% natural, pose a significant and often underestimated risk for individuals living with diabetes, particularly when consumed in large amounts. Unlike whole fruits, which contain fiber that slows the absorption of sugar and moderates blood glucose response, fruit juices are stripped of most of their fibrous content during processing. What remains is a concentrated liquid form of natural sugars, primarily fructose and glucose, that is absorbed rapidly into the bloodstream. For someone with diabetes, this can lead to immediate and sometimes dramatic spikes in blood glucose. These surges force the pancreas to secrete large amounts of insulin to bring glucose levels down, placing repeated stress on beta cells. Over time, chronic exposure to these spikes accelerates beta cell dysfunction, worsens insulin resistance, and makes long-term glycemic management increasingly difficult. The risk is particularly insidious because fruit juice is often perceived as a healthy choice. This perception encourages larger portions and more frequent consumption, which cumulatively increases the glycemic load. A single glass of orange juice or apple juice can contain the equivalent sugar of several pieces of whole fruit or even candy, and drinking multiple glasses throughout the day can produce repeated postprandial glucose spikes that destabilize blood sugar control. Even when consumed with meals, these concentrated sugars can counteract the stabilizing effects of other dietary components, creating persistent metabolic stress. Beyond blood sugar control, excessive fruit juice intake contributes to weight gain due to its high caloric content and lack of satiety. Unlike whole fruit, liquid sugars do not trigger the same fullness signals, making it easy to consume excess calories without realizing it. Over time, this promotes visceral fat accumulation, which is metabolically active and exacerbates insulin resistance, chronic inflammation, and cardiovascular risk. For individuals with diabetes, who are already at elevated risk for heart disease, frequent consumption of fruit juices can significantly magnify the likelihood of atherosclerosis, dyslipidemia, hypertension, and other cardiovascular complications. Behaviorally, fruit juice can reinforce cravings for sweet flavors, leading to habitual intake of additional sugary foods and beverages. Even when juice is consumed in moderate amounts, repeated exposure throughout the day produces cumulative glucose and insulin fluctuations that undermine dietary management. The effects are often subtle and insidious, making it easy for individuals to underestimate the metabolic impact of what is commonly regarded as a healthy beverage. From a research perspective, numerous studies demonstrate that even 100% fruit juice can significantly elevate postprandial glucose and insulin levels compared to whole fruit. Epidemiological evidence links regular consumption of sugar-rich beverages, including natural fruit juices, to poorer glycemic control, accelerated progression of type 2 diabetes, and increased cardiovascular morbidity. Mechanistically, the rapid absorption of liquid sugars, combined with the absence of fiber, creates repeated metabolic stress, increases insulin demand, and promotes systemic inflammation. For individuals managing diabetes, fruit juice, even when natural or unprocessed, is not a benign choice. Excessive consumption represents a potent, cumulative threat to blood sugar stability, pancreatic function, weight control, and long-term cardiovascular and renal health. Avoiding large quantities and choosing whole fruit instead is essential for mitigating rapid glucose fluctuations, reducing insulin resistance, controlling weight, and lowering the risk of severe long-term complications. The danger is deceptively subtle but highly cumulative, making fruit juice one of the more underestimated yet metabolically damaging components in the diabetic diet.